Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of DB's Comic Talk. This is Dawn from the Ken Frederick Podcast. How's everybody doing? Thanks for checking us out. Like us on all our social media and all that stuff here. This is the big one we've been waiting for a few days now, for a few months now actually. This is Marvel Legacy #1. This is a pretty big deal. For me it was. We did a little review of Marvel Legacy before. I wasn't too big on the titles. Didn't think they were going to be anything that great. Started to hear some rumors buzzing around of what this book was actually going to be about, so I was excited to get it here on Wednesday and actually get a review out right away on it instead of waiting. And it's thick, a lot of pages to it. You know, they slapped a $5.99 price tag on it. But what I wanted to do in this video is actually get into the book, break down everything that I saw happen, and where I think maybe it's going in the future here with it, what it means for the Marvel Universe. And if you're like me and you've been kind of tired with a lot of the stuff they've done, you've been hoping for something better. So let's check it out here. It starts off a million years ago. You know, they've been advertising this big. There's going to be the Avengers from the past. It's not really the Avengers from the past, even though that's what they call them. It's really just Odin here and the Phoenix Force, Black Panther, and Iron Fist, Ghost Rider, Agamotto, the Star Brand. They're all sort of getting together. It's really just Thor talking Odin, about the hammer and how he can't control it. And it's a younger Odin. It's him talking with Phoenix, whoever's possessing her. It looks just like Jean Grey, so I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean. But they show you the group. Starbrand's sort of like a caveman. It looks like they're fighting a celestial. And they're talking about its immense power and how they're not able to take it down. It doesn't really go anywhere further than that, with just them sort of like talking about how they've assembled and how they're sort of like an Avengers. They're going to take on this thing because it's attacking Earth. Odin makes a thing that he wants to tie it to the moon, so as a warning that no one will ever mess with Earth again. So a little bit of foreshadowing there. It then skips ahead, and we're in present time in South Africa, and we have Robbie Rees here, who's the current Ghost Rider. He is engaging with Star Brand. Now, this looks like the Star Brand from the Hickman run, who was a part of that Avengers team, who did a lot of that storyline there with the in space, and they had God, I can't remember his name now, but you remember that run where they were building out the team. Hyperion was on that team and everything. It's that Star Brand. I haven't seen much of him in a while. It looks like he's completely crazy, and he's talking to Reese here, Robbie, saying how he doesn't want him to find something. I assume at this point in reading it that they're referring to that Celestial, which is somehow in the same area. Battle between the Ghost Brand and the Star Brand. It's okay, nothing too exciting there. It just really looks like the Star Brand has sort of lost his mind, where he was kind of like a novice as a kid before. We then jump to Loki and some Frost Giants, and they seem to be gathering under Loki here to go find some sort of crate. They go some item over in Midgard. So they end up actually at a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, and they attack the members of S.H.I.E.L.D. here, who are sort of shutting down S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't been reading S.H.I.E.L.D., so I don't really know a lot of what's going on with them. I just know that they're sort of coming to an end. So it's Loki sending them to find something for some sort of purpose. Falcon, Captain America, Thor, and Ironheart show up. So this is kind of like a little bit of foreshadowing, I think, here as well, too, where you have the current Captain America, the current Thor, and the current Iron Man, all sort of talking and reminiscing a little bit about how this may be their last time in this mantle. Something might be changing. Also, the note in this book is there's someone that's sort of narrating, which you don't really know who it is. They're just talking about all the characters, talking about where they are. They mentioned a couple times that Falcon's about to give up the cap, shield, and the outfit and move on. So there's a lot of talking about legacy throughout the whole book. They keep mentioning that. We see a little bit of Steve Rogers, who's sort of just on the go here. Not really sure where they're going with him. They're talking about how, I think the storyline with Cap will be going forward is how people actually trust him again, since everything he did. And they know it was a doppelganger of him, but they're still not ready to jump on board and be all, okay, here comes Captain America again. So it'll be interesting to see his book. I will read Captain America's book and see how they go forward with that. Some other items in notice: Tony Stark's gone missing. That's setting up his book, because his book was titled The Search for Tony Stark, so the body of him is gone. You see a little bit of that. You see a little bit of the Odin son and the troubles he's having. So these are all setting up these books moving forward, and how they're going to carry on in their legacy titles. They do a little bit of back to this fight again between the Starbrand and Ghost Rider. They are digging for something here. Starbrand seems really out of control because he just kills a couple S.H.I.E.L.D. agents without even thinking about it. That's not normally like him or how he was before, but like I said before, that character seemed to really have changed here. He's really worried about something. We get a nice little page here setting up Deadpool's future in this universe. He's sort of bummed out for killing Phil Coulson. Doctor Strange and Iron Fist working together. A little bit of Norman Osborn trying to break in to steal something from Doctor Strange. I think that's going to be a key story in Spider-Man's book moving forward. So it'll be interesting to see what he's up to there. It's good to see Norman Osborn back in the villain role doing stuff. We didn't see the three Avengers again together. Again, this is just more of the same stuff of this could be the last time they wear these mantles. I think this is sort of like the goodbye for them, which is a little strange for me because they show you their books in the Legacy video we did, where we did the preview for Legacy. They're a part of it. They're in the universe there. I'm not sure if they're going to eventually kill Jane Foster off here. She talks about how long do I get to carry this mantle for. I wouldn't mind seeing Ironheart stick around. She could have her own sort of role as Tony's sidekick. I would like to see Tony back. And we know that Falcon's going back to just being Falcon again. So moving on, we see the crate getting stolen from the Frost Giant. It's got an X on it. It's got some numbers on it. You're not really sure what's in it, but he steals it. He gets away with it. He's taking it back to Loki. Then jump to a nice little page here of Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, Thing and Torch. Again, this is something that I'm excited about. This is going to be their Marvel team-up book. I wasn't too impressed with it when I saw it at first. I sort of shit on it before thinking, I don't think it's going to be that good because it's just going to be these two teaming up with other heroes. It doesn't look like they're going that way. It looks like it's going to be these two not giving up on the Fantastic Four and trying to bring them back. So it was interesting to see these two together. Johnny makes the 4 in the air. I'd be excited to have the Fantastic Four back. I said that before. So hopefully that's what we see. There's some pages in between where they're just sort of setting up Black Panther's title and the Hulk's book. They're going to return to Planet Hulk and do things like that. Just quick little things, much like Rebirth did, where they just threw some pages in to give you little tidbits on where the stories are going to go and then back to the main story. You see Ghost Rider kill Starbrand, which is kind of shocking, and then sort of drives off with Starbrand just talking about the final host and a bunch of different ominous warnings and everything. Then there's an image of this creature, which looks exactly like the one the Avengers from the past were fighting. They dig it up, and he's calling for the symbols. The symbols are the symbols of the Avengers from the past. They're talking about an Iron Fist, a Thor, a Black Panther, a Starbrand, all these creatures, the Phoenix. We know that the Phoenix is coming back because Jean Grey the real Jean Grey is coming back. That Marvel's already released that information. So I think this is more just getting back to the focus of these original characters and their meanings. Towards the end here, we get this Frost Giant running away. He gets run over by a beer truck. Now, this beer truck is referenced before where these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents said they felt like they were being followed by a beer truck. So they're setting up, this is one of the big returns. So we get to the next page, and you see that this Frost Giant is encountered by the guy driving a beer truck. If this hasn't been spoiled for you already, I don't want to spoil anything here for you, so there are spoilers, which we're going to get into this reveal here of who it actually was. You can kind of tell by the hat, by the shirt that he has on, the tank top, that this is a return that I've been excited about, other people excited about. You get to the next page, you see the claws, you see the adamantium, you see the words, you see Jean standing by a statue not the statue, the crypt that was sort of holding Logan in. So this is the return of Wolverine, the real Wolverine. What's interesting about it is when they sort of pan out in the next page, you see him opening this case. You're going to find out what was in this case that the Frost Giant was after. And here we get finally the shot, the money shot. It's Logan. It's the real Logan. It's not old man Logan. It's not his daughter. It's not Daken. It's him holding an Infinity Stone, which to me sends a bigger, wider message, I think, than just it's Wolverine back. I mean, Wolverine crossing in with Infinity Stones, to me, there's a lot more going on here than just, this isn't just coincidence. I think this is sort of a welcoming the X-Men back into the Marvel fold. I'm not going to get into whether this is MCU movie type Fox deal stuff. Maybe we'll discuss that on our SoundCloud podcast this week. But this is a big deal to me. This is Wolverine, who they've been trying to bury for years, back in the fold, mixing it in with Infinity Stones and the Guardians and all this other stuff. So it's making him a major player back in the Marvel Universe again. I like having him back. I'm excited that he's back. I miss the real Wolverine. He's got the claws. He's got the look. I want him in the brown and yellow costume. He returns to X-Men books. I'll return to X-Men books. So pretty excited to have Wolverine back. He looks cool. Then we see Loki sort of doing some talking here, and on the page next to him there about this creature that it's this celestial and all that, the Guardians with the Infinity Stones. Then it ends in another cool way too. Some more surprising returns I wasn't planning on. You get to see the narrations going on here, and they're talking about legacy. They're talking about all this stuff. When you see the hand down there in the corner, it made me feel like, oh, this is maybe going to be Sue Storm or something like that. But when you turn the page, the final page, it's Valerie Richards with Franklin Richards. This is another huge return to the Marvel Universe. The Fantastic Four, these people haven't been around since Secret War, with Doctor Doom. This is a big deal. This is a big welcoming back to the fold of two major players in the Marvel Universe. Franklin Richards is a big deal. If we can get Reed Richards and Sue and all of them back, which it looks like that's where they're going with this, I think this is a bigger message that Marvel is sending, that I think they've heard their fans. They've seen the success of Rebirth and utilizing new characters and cool characters and diverse characters with legacy characters, and I think that's what this event is doing. I wasn't necessarily excited about the titles that they showed, but I think those are going to change as well too down the road here. I think you could see a Fantastic Four book, Wolverine books, different things like that. I think they're working towards an end goal here, which is going to be good. So there's a lot of legacy books coming out. They splash page some of them here. I'm going to try some of them. They are winning me over back to their side here with some of these titles, so that's good to see. I just hope they don't let us down. That's my biggest thing. I hope this is Marvel realizing that if they want to keep this comic book line going, they want their readers back, then we want our classic legacy characters back. We don't want them changed. You can make new characters. You can add that stuff onto them, but I want Wolverine back. He doesn't need to be in every book, but I'm glad he's back. I want him back with the X-Men, and I want his solo title back. You can still keep his daughter's book around. I don't care. People might like that and want to read that. Good for them. Old Man Logan can still continue in his other universe, whatever he's at. But it's nice to have things back. It's very Rebirth feeling to me that they're doing, and I'm glad they went that way instead of letting it down with this is just a chance to sell more covers and special things. So go check out Marvel Legacy. All in all, I thought it was really well done. There was some stuff in it that was fluff that didn't need to be in there. I really didn't understand the fight between Starbrand and Ghost Rider. But the surprises at the end were satisfying. They were worth the price. They were worth the wait. It has me excited to move on and see what else they can do. Apologize for how long this one went, but there was a lot to talk about in that book. We'll keep an eye on it as it goes. And like I said, check us out on SoundCloud, Ken Frederick Podcast, as we break down more of this and talk about it more. And if there's any other books coming up here you want to see talked about, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to still keep plugging through the ones that I like. And we'll see, a lot of exciting stuff, like I said, with Dark Knight's Metal coming out and a lot of cool Marvel Legacy stuff coming out. So look forward to that. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give it a like, share, subscribe, invite, all that fun stuff. And we will talk to you later. Have a good one.